Clamp racks in a flash, coming up. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Average Craftsman. My name is Tim and I do DIY and woodworking projects. So if you like that sort of thing, please consider hitting that red subscribe button down below and ringing a little bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Also, don't forget to check out the description, which has links to my website, which has a full build article, as well as links to all the tools and materials I used for this project. All right, let's get to the build. All right, so a few months back, I was overflowing with clamps. They were all over the place. I had nowhere to put them. I have one clamp rack right here that was beyond full. And one of these days I want to make like a nice complete clamp rack solution, but I just don't know what everything else in the shop is going to be. So I just wanted to whip something together really quick to get mainly these F-style clamps out of the way. So I built these and actually have a few more F-style clamps over here that I want to get up on the wall as well. So I figured I'd go ahead and build one of these and show you how I did it. It's going to go really quick. Really, you can build it if you have plywood walls like I do in my shop. You can make it out of just a single piece of scrap plywood. If you don't have plywood walls, you can still make it out of a single piece of scrap, and I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take down one of these racks, kind of show you what it is, and then we'll turn this piece of scrap into one of those racks. All right, so as you can see, pretty simple. All you gotta do is cut some slots in here, and each rack is right 18 inches by 3 inches. I basically designed them to fit these little Bessie F-style clamps. So they just slide on like that. Each of the little slots is 3/8 inches wide and 2.5 inches deep. Basically what I do is mark out locations for holes, drill a hole with the drill press, and then just cut these out with the bandsaw. I have a 9 or 10 inch bandsaw, so I have to do half of them one way, flip it over, and do the other half because I don't have enough room to do the whole thing. So if you don't have a bandsaw, it's no problem. You can just use a jigsaw. And if you have an even smaller bandsaw, combination of bandsaw, jigsaw, it's super easy. All right, so these are also 1 11/16 on center. First thing I need to do is cut this scrap piece down to 18 inches, and then I can start marking out where all of the cuts need to be made. And then it's to the drill press and then to the bandsaw, and then cut the pocket holes, and we're ready to mount it. All right, so I already got this other one cut. I am gonna cheat and just use this. So marked out the centers. And bring those down. So I was marking a line. A half plus half of 3/8. My math sucks, 11/16. So that'll give me the spot where to drill the hole. All right, now I'll go over the drill press and drill these out. Now that I have the holes drilled, I just need to make lines on either side to where I'm going to cut with the bandsaw. Now remember, I had said earlier I can only make half of the cuts on the bandsaw, then I have to flip the piece. So for these 5 here, I will mark on the other side. All right, now I'll take it to the bandsaw and cut those out. I really need to build some shop storage because keeping crap in boxes pretty much sucks. All these freaking hoses are so annoying. All right, just gonna hit it, quick sanding. Good enough. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mount it with 1.25" Craig screws. Just gonna drive one in the center and then get it level and drive in the rest. That is a wrap on a very simple project that pays pretty big dividends in the shop, helping to get organized. I mentioned that I would talk about how to attach these if you don't have plywood walls like I do. Option 1 would be to cut another scrap about 3 inches, and rather than attaching the pocket hole screws to the wall, just attach them to that piece of scrap and then attach that piece of scrap to the wall. You'd go in on it's 18 inches wide, so you should be able to cover a stud bay and just go in a couple screws into the stud to be more than strong enough to hold up these clamps. You can also, if you can locate your studs, just use these longer Craig screws and just go in the ends. For something like this that is just these little F-style clamps, that should be more than enough. That'll drive pretty far into that stud. Should be plenty strong enough to hold up these little F-style clamps. I mean, I wouldn't go and make this thing hold 50 clamps and try to do that, but for 10 clamps this size, I honestly think that's more than enough. I actually tested out one of these with 10 of these clamps and it held completely fine. All right, if you go to the description, there is links for the various tools and materials that I use in this project. That's not a lot, but if you got any questions about anything, check that out. Also, there's a link to my website, which will have a detailed build article. If you like this video, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. If you didn't like the video, leave your comments anyway. I'd like to know what I should have done differently. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing by hitting that red subscribe button down below and ringing that bell so you'll get notified every time I release a new video. All right, if you're on social media, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So go ahead and click on those links and you can follow my progress on various projects that I have going on at any given time. All right, that's it. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.